Your greatest adversary is about the size of a maybe 3.5 pound grapefruit. Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah Day 2 of Shelach Lecha. Send for yourself. Let's continue now in Midbar, Numbers, chapter number 13, and verse 25 and following says, "And they returned from spying out the land after 40 days, and they went and came to Moshe and to Aaron, all the congregation of the children of Israel in the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh. And they brought back word to them and to all the congregation, showed them the fruit of the land, and they reported to him and said, We went to the land where you sent us, and truly it flows with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. But the people who dwell in the land are strong, and the cities are walled and very great, and we saw the descendants of Anak there too. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, while the Hittites and the Jebusites and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and along the banks of the Jordan." And Caleb silenced the people before Moshe and said, "Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are certainly able to overcome it." But the men who had gone up with him said, "We're not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we." So which one of these people groups, the Amalekites, Jebusites, Amorites, Canaanites, Hittites, which one of them are grapefruits? Well, the grapefruit in question is the brain inside your skull. It's roughly the size of two clenched fists, or something like a grapefruit. Weighs somewhere around 3.4 pounds or so, depending on the person and their size. The mind, the brain, our understanding, our collective reasoning, our process of evaluating a given situation and determining whether it's favorable or not favorable to us, therein lies one of the greatest adversaries that we're ever going to face. It is the adversary called opinion. My opinion is, and it's wonderful that we can have opinions, and opinions shared sometimes can enlighten and encourage and illuminate a particular subject. Especially, we've seen this in Torah studies, and people share a perspective and we go, I hadn't thought about it that way. That's an interesting insight. Well, that's good learning. We enjoy that. When opinions are very, very, very dogmatic and angry and opinionated, when they are without discussion, without any opportunity of evaluation, then those opinions become a roadblock. They become a wall that resists us from moving any further. Because we camp out on our opinion and say, unless you agree with me, you're not welcome into my camp. You're not allowed to walk with me. I feel threatened by the fact not only that you have a different opinion, but that you don't share mine. The opinion here that matters is not that of Moshe. It's not that of the men that were sent in. It is not that of the people of Israel. The opinion that matters here is the one, Yahweh, who has more than just an opinion. He has fact. He has absolute truth. He has concrete evidence, and that evidence is, I said so. Yah himself created this land. He fashioned this land. He designed this land. And its intended design and purpose is to house and facilitate the national growth and expansion of Israel. We are seeing currently, at the time of this recording, some nations that line up and say that, well, we disagree with your supposed creator's opinion. We have our own opinion, and we're lashing out. And they are being pulverized. And so we find then that Yah's opinion will hold sway. These men, they went into the land, and I really don't know what they were anticipating finding. Perhaps they were thinking, we're going to go in and we're going to find that basically the land's about empty and there's not a lot going on, and we're just going to be able to kind of casually walk in and pick our spots and set up housekeeping and move in our animals, and it's going to be easy peasy. It's going to be great. They came back saying, wait a minute. There are people, big, strong, mean, ugly people who have built their big cities and their high walls and their grand defense schemes in the land that Moshe, you said this land was ours. They said it was theirs. You didn't tell us that we were going to have to fight. Why were they numbered for the army? If you are Israel, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to fight the world of verbal assaults, prejudices, rejections, religious everythings. You're going to have to at times fight off physical attacks, because the world does not know what to do with Israel. It rejects Israel. It has no place for Israel, and just has surmised they're not a necessity. They're disposable, and we'd rather they just be disposed of. And that's world opinion. Yah says Israel will rule the earth, and they will inherit the earth, and they are my people, and they will always live. Am Israel Chai. So another thing that I find interesting here is that when they came back, their opinion was shaped by their adversary, not by their calling, not by their identity, and not by their Elohim. They allowed the size of their adversaries, the intimidations of their adversaries, to determine who they really were. We can't do that. We must not allow the fact that we are most likely in any given situation outmanned, outgunned, and outnumbered to shape our opinion. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 to 10 million people, that's the population of Israel. It's about the size of the state of New Jersey. Currently, Iran has many more people than that, and its territory is a little larger than twice the size of the state of Texas. But Israel has not backed down. Israel just simply said, we will not be annihilated. We have nothing to lose. We must attack, and that they have, and they are prevailing. And we pray that they will continue to prevail. The reality is, David has always found someone larger than himself to fight. And that's just the way things are. When we go into the kingdom, it's going to be because we won the fight. The question is, are we really supposed to have to fight? You're going to fight in a lot of different ways, because the kingdom's not easy. It's not free. It's not just handed to us. It's going to require our willingness to endure, to persevere, and to overcome. When you read Yeshua's messages to the 7 assemblies, he said to him who overcomes. You cannot be an overcomer without an obstacle. You need something, someone, some group to overcome. So we should not be shocked by this. But the greater adversaries are not peoples and groups and identities. It's us. It's our own flesh. It's our own mindsets. It's our own willingness to be appeased or made comfortable or convenienced or to assimilate just for the sake of getting along and having peace. Yah has called us to righteousness. He has called us to integrity. He has called us to truth. These things cannot be compromised. They cannot be laid down. We must stand. We must take a firm stand, and we must refuse to retreat, to bow down, or to back up. Yah, help us. Here we stand. So be resolved. The giants are going to appear, but they fall when we stand tall. And I hope to see you again tomorrow. To then, shalom.